One, walk and skank and me say walk and skank. Yes sir, walk and skank and me say walk and skank. One, walk and skank and me say walk and skank. You go out of the street, you fi walk and skank. You go out of the street, you fi walk and skank. You come in at the dance, you fi walk and skank. One in your pocket and one by your side. A hand in your pocket and one by your side. You walk with a limp or you walk.
Hello and welcome to your Friday's episode of Loose Mandem. I am back in the hot seat again on a Friday, which is a nice feeling to be in, as it has been 2 weeks since you lot watching have not seen me present Fridays, but now I am back where I started. So, coming up in the next 40 minutes, we will be discussing the woman who suffered a tragic incident, latest football news, another new dilemma for us lot to solve, and alongside all of that, we will be playing another new game of Charades. So, make sure you lot are comfortable and got what you need for the next 30 to 40 minutes, because that is today's Loose Mandem. But first, teenage girls who play football have nearly twice the risk of concussions as teenage boys and take longer to recover. Females are known to be at a greater risk of concussions, but it's not understood why. In a study of 40,000 female high school footballers from Michigan, there were more than 1,500 concussions in total, with around 2/3 occurring in girls. Teenage girls who were concussed took on average 2 days longer to recover from injury and return to play. So, the question is, what ways would prevent females from getting a concussion on a larger scale? Right, what do you think of this, Josh?
Don't get hit in the head by the ball.
Okay.
I'm saying that as someone who's played football and has given 2 people concussions while playing football.
Okay.
It wasn't deliberate.
It wasn't deliberate. Can you please explain that?
I used to play for a football team, and in one training, I was practicing free kicks, and I tried to shoot, and the ball went rocketing into the directly into the face of one of my mates, and he was concussed.
Who was concussed?
Yes.
Right.
I'm not proud of it.
You're not proud of it?
And the other time I was in a game and I tried to clear the ball, and I tried to get the ball away because I was a defender, and someone standing about 2 feet away from me also got kicked in the ball hit in his
Can I
face.
ask, how old were you at this time?
12.
12, so quite young. Right.
And I do not believe they have had any long-term impacts of this, or at least I've not heard anything from them.
Well, that's good for you, but the question is about girls who are suffering from different things. So do you think that action should be taken to allow this to prevent this from happening then?
What are you meant to do?
I mean, you can go to schools and try and for instance.
Don't kick the ball above head height. That isn't. Yeah.
I mean, I suppose you could.
Or just make sure the ball doesn't hit you in the face.
Okay, that's quite interesting, Josh. How about you, Kamal? What do you think of this? What do you think of this?
I think it's hard to stop it now, but you can obviously just reduce not going in for the ball. But it's hard because it's part of football. It's part of the rules to do, part for scoring. Scoring goals. Winning for your team. So it's very hard. But with you, like I've heard stories of like past footballers who have some like injuries to their head, and they've went to the doctor and they said, "Oh, what's caused this?" And it says from a head injury or from like your ball, from like a ball going in your, in the direction of your skulls and head.
I mean, there was. I mean, funny you say that. There was a 4-year-old. She was a ex-footballer, Sue Lopez. And she thinks that her dementia might have been caused by the concussions after heading the ball. That's from when she used to play. Obviously, it's had quite a long-lasting effect on her. Jackie, would you say like heading the ball is like a big thing, like a big issue, especially among young girls, that needs to like stop to avoid this? Because then it's a 74-year-old.
Yeah, the thing is, with heading the ball, right? Obviously, the head's not designed to get hit. That's just genetic. Even with men, the head's not supposed to be designed to get hit. That's why in combat sports, there's a lot of once they reach into retirement age, they see a lot of problems with their ability to communicate. I believe Muhammad Ali, towards his retirement age, I think he had some issues with speaking, I think.
I think that was Parkinson. He got Parkinson.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Which I think was completely different.
Was it different?
No, it was Parkinson. He got Parkinson's, but I'm not sure if
But my point is that there's a lot of injuries related to that getting hit in the head. So obviously, since this is more like a genetic thing, I believe, I think there should just be more medical research into it.
Yeah.
Once you find out the cause of why girls are more likely to be injured, well, not more likely to be injured, but more likely to have a longer time to recover, then it's easier to then see if they can somehow change the rules. I don't know how they're going to do it, but change the rules in a way that it wouldn't affect the enjoyment of the game.
It's sorry to interrupt you. I mean, funny you say that. There has been a few researchers into this. Apparently, a Professor Stewart, and he said that apparently. Professor Stewart, that's his name. Are you going to read that as well? Well, even then, yeah. So he says that girls have lower neck strength and girth than boys. That's what his study says. And there's also a suggestion that hormones could play a role in delaying the recovery of women after concussions. So that's a researchers at University of Pennsylvania and Michigan State University.
Well, thank you so much for that, because I've got here from the Guardian. Stewart also led the research in 2019, which showed that former professional footballers were 3.5 times more likely to die of dementia than the general population. It was unable to establish whether the cause of the high levels of brain disease in footballers were due to concussions, heading heavier, older level footballers, or some other factor.
So is there any correlation between a footballer and then a normal person then? In terms of getting hit?
Because if you're
common sense says so. Yeah,
if you're playing football regularly, 7 days a week or 5 days a week, and you're heading the ball,
quite a lot.
You'll feel you'll have an impact, on your life when you get older.
Yeah.
Because we've heard about Chris Kamara, he were talking about this concussion thing, and the football and the FA want to try and implement that, but it's hard. It's very hard to just draw back, because that's
part of the game.
It's part of the game. It's hard.
In an intense game of football, people sometimes when you look at the games, they literally not put their life in the line, but literally just full on go for it. Just 100%. So it's kind of difficult when it's in a heated situation. People are telling you not to try to head at the ball. The manager's out there screaming at you, man.
Really, you have to. I mean, I can see Josh kind of smirking earlier about. Do you want to share your opinions on that?
So I believe that the thing to do with the correlation with footballers and dying of dementia led to, I think, in America, they banned the young players from heading footballs.
Yeah, under the age of 11, I think.
I thought it was 11, 12. And instead, they can practice headers, they have to use a form football. And I mean, personally, I disagree with it, because instead of just saying remove headers, because it's important to the game. It should be teach someone how to header properly, with the proper technique, and then you won't get injured from headering.
But even with the proper technique, it's still hitting the head.
Yeah. But if you it hits your forehead. If you're headering properly, the ball should hit your forehead, and it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, but sometimes
if it hits the top of your head, it feels really weird for a bit.
Yeah.
Proper technique.
Yeah, but like you said, Josh, it's hitting the forehead over your head. But if that's continuous situation for 7 days a week or 10 years doing the same thing, I think it will have an effect on your later life. Even if it does not hurt, it will have, you might feel a little dizziness. Because on here, so before I let you speak, it says that signs of a concussion are headache, dizziness, feeling sick or throwing up, difficulty with coordination or balance, blurred vision, slurred speech or saying things that don't make sense, feeling confused and dazed, difficulty concentrating, thinking or making decisions, trouble remembering things, feeling sleepy, having trouble falling asleep, sleeping more or less than usual, feeling anxious or irritable, and that's from Teens Health. So if you're having them signs for a long period of time, it will.
I mean, even there was a guidance on children heading up a football in training, right? And it was updated last year, And apparently most of the UK after research showed that former footballers were 3.5 times more likely to die from brain disease after heading the ball. I mean, okay, Josh, since you are in disagreement with a lot of what we've said so far, what's your stance on that?
Well, I mean, like, how in sports like rugby then, like, when people play rugby, how is there there's not that many concussions in rugby?
Yeah, but there's more deaths, I believe, if you compare rugby to, let's say,
If you
football.
compare rugby to football in the amount of deaths.
Yeah, because you said there's less injury, but I'm talking about different sports are different.
Yeah, exactly. No, but we're talking about head injuries, and in rugby, theoretically, you should be more likely to get a head injury.
But maybe, Josh, you've got
But if you
more
learn the proper
men
technique,
than
you
women
will.
playing rugby, as well as football.
Yeah, but if you learn the proper technique, you shouldn't get injured.
Yeah, but it's not about the technique, it's about the rules of football. You know, the rules of football is, you know, you can head the ball, you can't, you know, touch it with your hands. So it's part of rules, not technique.
Yeah, but
If a ball's coming in your direction and you can't really tell me because some other players are there, you could obviously hit it on your right side, not your forehead. Or they may want to try to hit it out their forehead, but they can't. They'll enable. You get what I mean?
Sometimes
It's very hard.
Randomly.
right, I have missed headers before, and it does hurt. Like, and I think I may have been concussed after it sometimes, looking back in retrospect. But still, I don't like you can't remove headers from football, so I don't think there's much they can do other than in training and stuff try and reduce the amount of headers.
Yeah.
But so you two, well, all of you, in some ways, are acting like 7 days a week. You go to football training, and every single training session is just pinged calls into the box.
That's not the argument. This is
every single time.
This is not the argument. The argument is.
This is like smoking. Sorry, Sol. This is like smoking. If you're smoking, not I'm saying that you don't smoke 7 days a week, but if you're smoking regularly, like footballers play football regularly, it will have an impact in later life. Smoking can cause cancers in later life, but you're not. But increase, but most likely you die of cancer, or most likely you will develop diseases from, you know, smoking, from, you know, being diagnosed with some like cancers, lung cancer, all them type of cancer, but they may not affect you in your younger life.
I mean, like I say, the main issue here is that it affects female players more.
Yeah.
Now, it's great to say about male players, but we're talking about female players. Pardon?
Just in general.
It's in general,
Which is true. It just happens to be the female.
It just happens. I mean, and yes, I mean, we could look at that at a biology standpoint as well, because
like how we want to reduce things. Team South says headgear is your first line of defence, but you can still get a concussion because helmets do not stop injury from happening on the inside. If you hit your head, your brain can still bang against the skull if you're wearing a helmet.
So, what do you think? Would you think educations then would pay money for headgear then for that?
Yeah, because it's you're risking your. It's a dangerous sport. You know what I mean? In terms of
it's non-contact there.
Yeah, but contact with the ball though, with the hard object. You know what I mean? And if somebody's kicked it in the air with full force, you're getting that force out you because it's coming down with acceleration.
There's a reason why headgear isn't used, because headgear doesn't make that much of a difference.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If you fall off your bike, but you're wearing a helmet, you can still get a concussion.
Oh yeah, like I said,
but it
like
reduces the injuries there.
No, it reduces other injuries.
Yeah.
But it won't reduce the chance of getting a concussion or anything like that.
Yeah, like I said, but this can still get you a concussion. You got what I mean? But it's about reducing.
It's about reducing.
Yeah.
But I think female footballers in like helmets.
Well, no, it wouldn't work because typically, like, how many footballers, even female footballers, do you see with helmets on?
No. Like if they made it mandatory.
If they made it
mandatory,
even though, I mean, it's not, again, like I think
I still don't think it would make a
it
difference.
wouldn't really make that much of a difference. Like Kamal said, it said what it had like it didn't necessarily protect. As much.
It's not stop injury.
Either way,
It protects the outside of your head, not the inside, because your brain, the brain can still move.
Yeah, I mean the amount of like. As well. It's ridiculous, but again, interesting points. But we're going to move on, right? Moving on from that debate, April Charlesworth, a woman who was celebrating her 28th birthday, suffered a shocking facial burns when a portable heater sprayed ethanol all over her and her cousin. It was stated that a certain person who was part of the group thought it was funny to keep filling the heater with ethanol. Unfortunately, this ended in children's worker Ashley being rushed to the hospital and put on ventilators after explosion in the pub garden. This case is ongoing, but we are the Loose Mandem, and here are our reactions. Jackie, what do you think of this so far? What do you think of this situation?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this because the guy that put the ethanol in. Yeah, obviously his intention wasn't malicious.
Oh, no.
That's what the reporter said anyway. And obviously he thought it was a joke, and then obviously something really bad ended up happening, which sent her to hospital, unfortunately. So I feel like it's a difficult stance, you see, because the person's not really doing it out of pure maliciousness. So, I don't really have a strong opinion about this, but other than the person that did the jerk supposedly should take a lot of responsibility. I feel like.
Of course, I mean at the end of the day, you've typically, I mean, this was an NHS worker as well. So
Was she?
Yeah, she was an NHS worker as well. April, so she was literally sprayed with like a lot of this with ethanol in a heater, which is again, and it caused that explosion in the pub, which is ridiculous. I mean, again,
they shouldn't even play with fire. That's the whole point.
Exactly. I mean, again,
you get taught not to play with fire.
And keeping in mind, this was brought up into the pub. This was not the pub's owned. It was brought into it. So, Kamar, do you think that pubs should have more like safety measures in terms of this? Then, in terms of like making sure people don't bring like threatening stuff.
Really, because it's common sense. Like, I'm not right.
You've
got to be not right. Wait a minute. You've got to be 18 to go to a pub, right? That you should know if you do anything with fire or alcohol, it will give. You know what? It'll get explosion. Water and oil as well. It'll get explosion if you heat it up. It will explode, and that's common sense. And I'm not an NHS worker.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, I believe so.
Right. I'm just gonna read some stuff from.
But even then, I mean, of course, you're right, and it is common sense. However, at the end of the day, I mean, after an event like this, you would really want to make sure that things like this doesn't happen again. You know what I mean? So I would imagine that you would have a bit more like obviously security is always making sure that people who are the right age are coming in. But obviously you have to make sure that you're not bringing anything threatening into a pub, just in case.
But ethanol's alcohol.
Which is true.
And alcohol served in the pub. So
But he brought a portable heater into the pub. This is what I mean.
Well, it says on fire. It says here, right? I'm just going to read this. It's from this mirror.
Exactly so that is.
Well, she said now she claimed that the heater blew up because one man poured more and more ethanol into it for a laugh. She said he thought it was funny to keep filling the heater up with ethanol. He was in a bit of a drunken state, and we kept telling him not to do it. So yeah, as Saul said, the security. Where was the security telling him not to?
Exactly.
Do it?
So do you think then that more pubs should have that restriction on there, so more security guards would actually make sure that people don't bring it? Well, should that be put in place though?
No, I think it's having security guards have that big sign that's is it a heater blew up? Yeah, the thing about the possible heater is that you should put big sign saying don't go near it.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
It was.
They brought it with them.
Yeah, they brought it with them.
Well, they brought the portable.
They brought
it with them.
Portable heater.
Yeah.
What?
Probably because was it
that?
outside? Probably.
Yeah. So
So it was outdoors. So I can explain. They bought a portable heater. They're sitting outdoors. Might have got cold. Turned it on. I think, unlike you, Jackie, I think it's complete. Basically, the person who kept putting the ethanol in could take full responsibility and probably get done for breach of
You said that as well, but because they haven't even apologised nor made a public announcement.
Using the excuse of it's a joke.
Oh no, it's not
an excuse.
That's what I mean.
I'm sorry, but if I stab someone, then they're like, I thought it was a funny joke, you know.
That's what I mean. They haven't. The person who did this, they haven't apologised to her. They haven't even come forward.
I mean, obviously, you wouldn't.
Of course, they wouldn't come forward. But even then, they haven't admitted to their guilt to it, or even apologised to that person. I mean, it's stupid. It's an idiot for doing it in the first place. But unfortunately, it's gotten to this far. It was her and her cousin So, and I believe she released some photos of her injuries as well, and she's got blistered and peeling face as well, and obviously it was all bandaged and stuff like that. And she's had a skin donor though as well, which is at least there's something there at least, but it's pretty bad. If you saw the before and after photos of it, oh my gosh, it is terrible. It is really, really terrible. I mean,
yeah. So I'm just gonna read some more bits from this article now. So it says, so she added that she has been speaking to her cousin Ashley, who was also injured most days, and they are supporting each other through their recovery. It was also claimed that she was saved from the fire after someone threw a bottle of wine over her. So that's in the pub, isn't it? And that's ethanol's in alcohol. But the mum of one from Sudbury, Suffolk, said that somebody chucked a bottle of wine over me before she was taken to the toilet to have water splashed on her. Meanwhile, her cousin Ashley is still in the hospital, where she spent 2 days on the ventilator, like Saul says. Ashley has had skin grafts taken from her legs to treat the burns to her hands, but is still waiting to hear whether she requires surgery on her badly burned face. Yeah, that's a bit from the article.
right, Josh, I see you in a disagreement.
Right, so come on, you keep saying that like it's an ethanol burner and there's alcohol in a pub, like, and like it's not the same though, because the percentage of alcohol needed to burn is like so high.
Okay.
Like you can't. Most things.
So you're saying that we don't have higher percentages of alcohol sold in a pub?
Yes, but like virtually none of them are to the point where if you set them on fire, it would do anything.
What percentage?
I'm not sure.
Well, there's alright, rum. That's like 14%.
14.
Yeah.
I don't.
7.5, 14%, or 12. Yeah. Most wine's about 7.
Yeah,
12%.
wine you can't light on fire.
Well, it says here a mum of one from Sudbury said that
Why would they bring
somebody
it
chucked
after?
a bottle of wine over me before she was taken to the toilet to have water splashed on her. So,
Okay, well, why did they even bring ethanol into the place anyway?
it was the man. It wasn't. He brought the portable heater to the pub. Not the.
Right.
You get what I mean?
If it's above 100% proof or 50% ABV, it is flammable, right? And most alcohols that consumers say that are consumed aren't actually able to get lit on fire. I don't think vodka you can light on fire.
Well, you can't light vodka on fire?
Yeah, you can't light vodka on fire. Most anyway, you can't light them on fire because the alcohol percentage isn't great enough.
Right.
So her pouring wine over her face, well, the wine won't that caught on fire.
The man bring ethanol into a pub.
Yeah,
It's
not
because they were
normal.
sat outside, so obviously they're cold. They bring an ethanol burner or heater or whatever. They put ethanol
But the man
in it, it
didn't know
keeps
the
them warm.
girls.
What?
The man didn't know.
Yeah,
the
but
girls.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but he's done it so he can stay warm. I mean, yes.
No, but he wasn't with the girls. Though.
Yeah, I know. He might be sat on the table behind them. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. At the end of the
But
day,
he's an idiot who just
at
kept.
the end of the day, it's irrelevant of how they know each other or they're like how they know each other. That's irrelevant.
All I know about he's an idiot. If you ever have people at home, if you've got an ethanol burner, don't be stupid. Don't fill it over the limit because explosions aren't fun.
Okay, that's a final thought from Josh. Thank you very much. How about Jackie? Last thought.
Yeah, just don't don't play with fire, man.
Just don't play with fire.
Fire, man. Keep your warm and just don't
Play with fire, just be careful.
How about you, Kamal?
I think more security guards or more people checking what customers have before, and like checking if the portable heater is safe.
Again, it's a terrible situation, and again, it could have been easily avoidable. I mean, if that idiot didn't even.
I don't know how we could bring ethanol, and you don't know the people, and you don't know.
I mean, again, it's irrelevant to how like mutual you know the people. It's just again, it's like they could have been around them or sitting around them or anything like that. It's just again, it's the actual act itself was just stupid.
I feel like
But
if you see someone doing something irresponsible like that at a pub or whatever, go and tell someone who works there and like say that they're doing what they're doing, and obviously if it's something like that, they'll probably get kicked out. Because if there's a chance of like, no pub is going to be like, oh, there's a 50% chance of someone exploding out front. sort of like the keeping warm. No, they will do something. Most places will do something about it if you complain.
Yeah, so it was, so I'm just sort of confirming that. So it says, we're left with, so actually we're left with severe burns after the portable heater, which was said to have been brought to the pub by a customer, exploding next to and spraying them with ethanol.
Right.
So again, crazy. Again, I really, there is a GoFundMe page as well, raised which raised £4,000 for her as well and her cousin. So hopefully that goes higher as well. Hopefully they good luck to him. So okay, well that is it. I mean, at the end of the day,
sorry about Josh's language.
I said the word muppet.
Yeah, it's a bit aggressive today.
Yeah. Come on, Josh. Pathetic. Anyways, that is it for them two discussions, but please stay tuned because after the break we will be discussing a new dilemma that needs to be solved and we'll be playing another game of Loose Mandem, the Charades. See you in a minute. Right, welcome back. Still to come, all our panelists, including me, will be playing a game of Loose Mandem, the Charades. Hopefully, Jackie will win this game, so that is up in the next 10 minutes. Now, if you did or did not catch Monday's episode, Kamar stated that me and him have decided to do a dilemma on every episode we do, as there are many dilemmas online for the public to read, solve, as well as experts plus have an opinion about the dilemma which we are now moving on to. So, a rather strange occurrence has come to light. The son that comes from an anonymous source that states, a devastating letter I have discovered from my wife's doctor made it clear that she is living with HIV. This person also states that they have been married for 5 years and have a 3-year-old son. He suspects infidelity, in which turns out to be true, as she conceded and confirmed she has had a one-night stand. The husband is now worried that he may have contracted too. So, what do you think he should do? Should he stay or should he go? What do you think about that, Kamal?
Oh, it's really hard to give an answer, but seeing as it's his wife, I feel like he should. It's hard because she's gone against him. We don't know why she's gone against him, or why she's not informing him about she's got HIV. I think he should stay and listen. If she's not, willing to talk or not willing to show love to him or willing to open up about him, just leave it there.
So you think they should talk it out?
Talk out first.
Okay.
And see what he says, but if she's not willing to say or not willing to say how she contracted it. You know,
Right.
for you.
Okay, what do you think about this, Josh?
Right. I don't give the advice people want to hear, I give people the advice they need to hear.
Cancel culture, get ready with your time for this.
Basically, like, if this was me, right, I walk into the house, confront her, bam, whatever she says, if it's a good reason and all of that, and she said, oh, it was years ago, then I'm saying, why have you mentioned it? If she says it was a week ago, I say, why have you cheated on me? And then I say I'm leaving her, and then I walk out the door, taking the son with me, and we go, and we move to Spain.
So your response
Bang.
is, so
Yeah,
your response
that's
is
it.
full
Leave
force. Leave her.
Leave her, but don't leave her like with any mystery about it. Confront, annoy, leave, all in the space of about 20 minutes, and just leave her sat there going, what the pants has just happened, as her life comes crumbling down around her because she's given you HIV, and that's not a nice thing.
No, but we don't know if she gives him the HIV.
He suspects he's got it.
That's too much for me.
Jackie, what do you think of this?
My question is, do you reckon they had sex with the HIV? I reckon, yeah.
Probably, yeah, because she's not
But
mentioned
they might
it.
use protection because have they got the kids already?
The kid might have been from the one night stand, isn't it? Is that what you meant? Like,
No.
When even was the one night stand, we don't know. Suspicious.
I mean, again, the kid is from the actual couple themselves, not from the one night stand.
Okay, that's good then. So, does that mean the kid might have HIV? Because it's going to pass down the...
Oh, leave
Not
her
really,
alone
because
now.
it's already born.
No, because you can
No,
get
'cause
if your parents have
Yeah,
HIV.
Depends how old the kid is though.
Milk.
It depends when she got HIV.
It depends.
Whenever this one night stand was, leave her.
He suspects again. She confirmed that it was a one night stand. Now we can assume that she contracted it from that one night stand.
Yeah.
What do you think, Kamal?
I think as well, everyone, if you've had sex or you've had any kind of sex and you want to stay safe, get tested.
That's fair.
I know it's got that stigma of being dirty or being dirty. Just get tested for you know your status, you know how you clean. Get tested.
Yeah.
Okay, question. Right, it's easy to judge from an outsider's perspective. Let's say it was in actually your relationships, right? You're leaving. Okay, that's it. You're leaving. How about you? How about you, Jackie? What would you do?
So, which one? If I was in the position...
If you were in the position of the guy who's been cheated on and he may suspect he has HIV and has a 3-year-old son, what would you do? What?
You know what? It's the 21st century, and you know what? I'm gonna leave it as well.
Wait.
You know what? Screw this, man. I have a 3-year-old son. It doesn't matter, man. Yeah, because if it depends what income the guy's on it. And at the end of the day, how old is the guy? How old?
Oh, it's not really specified.
You send the story to the news, like you have done. Good job.
Well,
you might have got a bit of money from it. Leave it. Use that money. Move to a country where taxes are cheap and live your best life.
That's fair.
This ditch all your responsibility, man. Like it never existed. I mean, it depends on how old the person is as well.
Because basically, if she didn't get HIV from the one night stand, that means she already had HIV. And then, either way, you couldn't. She's not mentioned the fact she's got HIV. And she's cheating on you. How can you stay with them? Unless obviously you love them very, very much.
How the guy knew was from a letter, so he'll be able to see when she got diagnosed with the HIV. So because how he knew was because he's seen the letter lying about and looked up that he's got HIV, but he hasn't told his wife that he knows.
Like
You
the woman,
confront.
And I feel like the woman, when he first met the man, let's say if the woman had the HIV before, right?
She might have never got tested.
Oh, 1 second. So basically, the woman might have had HIV way before meeting the guy, and then if she decided consciously, I am not going to tell you, that's on the woman's fault, isn't it?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Obviously, the man might leave, or subconsciously might like, okay, kind of want to leave this because.
I mean, even by the HIV, I mean, she's cheated on him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the woman's not trusted.
And if she's cheated after having a kid, that's worse.
That's even worse because now you've put this. You
screw the kid up.
Exactly, because now
You ruined their kid's life.
Come on,
Ruined your husband.
because I didn't get to ask you. So, if this was in your own perspective, your own position, what would you do?
I would just sit her down and just explain that I've seen the letter, I know you've got HIV. What happened for you to go and cheat on me? I thought our sex life was good. Why would you? Why would you?
not
What
just
would
very
sex
bold,
would? No, but still, but she's gone and have a one night stand. I would want to say to her, what made you have that one night stand? Are you unhappy at home? What's happening? Like, what's happening with us? And if she's not, she's not willing to speak or, not listening or unable to make a decision, I'll leave her. So, but I want to speak to her first. Like, I'm not going to leave straight away. I want to speak to her. Because sometimes it can be resolved. It might be my problem why she wants to have a one night stand, but I don't know. You got what I mean? So, yeah, I would speak.
But the only real difference between mine and Kamal's answer is that he's going to tell me, like, let's have a discussion about it. And mine is, I'm going to confront.
Imagine if the woman just says...
You catch them just before they leave for work and bring it all up and then say, go to work. They go to work, they come back and they're like, do you want to talk about it? And they go, no. And then you leave.
Yeah,
besides,
so if she's not willing to talk about it, I'll
But
just...
imagine having
I'll
a
go,
conversation with her, like, imagine how awkward that would be. She's like, oh, is that sex not good enough? And she's like, no, couldn't reach climax. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, how long was the relationship for?
Again, it's not specified.
I mean, they've got a 3-year-old kid, so let's say it's at least like...
When did it start deteriorating? That's my question.
I mean, to be fair, it could have been quite well. That's the thing. They could have had the kid to see if they could keep the relationship as strong as it was, but obviously
Then that's even worse.
That's even worse. But
you've had a kid to see
at the
your
end of the day,
relationship can last. That's mad.
again, this is not toxic masculinity. This is actual opinions from Josh. Don't cancel him. He's a good person.
Thanks.
See, just in case cancel culture starts something.
Right, listen, what I'm saying is, it's mad that she has had a one night stand after having a kid with someone, or she's had a one night stand before having a kid, which is okay, and then she's found out she's got AIDS and hasn't decided to tell her partner instantly, or unless it's like he found a letter and it's like from 2 weeks ago and she's not, that's okay. Like, depending on when the letter's from, if it's like from 2 years ago, I am out.
Oh, fair. That is fair actually. That is a fair move to make at the end of the day.
She's an awful human being.
I mean, but then you got to think about the 3-year-old child.
I think she's an awful human being.
I mean, but then you got to think about the 3-year-old
in terms of relationships, I think she's an awful human being. What she's putting the guy through and her child through, and the decision that the man has to make, she's awful.
I mean, let's look at this really quickly. Look at the position of the child, though. I mean, let's say he was to leave and they were to get divorced. What about the child? What do you think the child? The position of the child. Co-parent. Because obviously, let's say he does divorce. Obviously, the position of the child. What about the child?
Civil partnership.
Civil partnership, co-parent.
But like, who'd get the child?
That is the question.
The mum, I feel.
In most cases, it is the mother who gets.
I feel like this is all the mum's fault.
Yeah, but they won't see that.
Yeah, but it's not.
Yeah,
it's not affecting the child, though. It's between them.
Yeah,
the
adults.
Sorry.
So, I mean, again,
Dad should get him.
I mean, logically, yes, he should get him. Morally, yes, he should get him. But unfortunately, in most cases in the justice system, the mum would get the child. But here we are. So, I mean,
take the kid with me, leave.
right, now after that whole debate, I think we need something to lift all our spirits. After all, it is Friday and this next thing should be fun. It is time to play Loose Mandem, play Charades. In this game, each of the panelists will take in turns to place their phone on top of their foreheads, and then the other panelists, including me, will have to either act, give a clue, or say yes or no to the person who is guessing what word, object, character, etc. is on their phone. If they guess correctly, they will get 1 point. If they pass or get it wrong, they will not be awarded a point. Each panelist will have 1 minute and 40 seconds. Well, technically, it will have the timer on top of the screen, but to see how many they get right or incorrect. Yeah, well, we should get started on playing the game. Yeah. Yeah, why not? Just play the game.
What topic are we doing?
Start first then.
It's on the teleprompter, okay, guys.
What topic are we
Movies.
Oh,
Right, let's win first.
No. Right, I believe let's have Kamal go first. Let's see if he actually wins a game for once. That's right, petty levels to 1,000.
I was gonna say, why are we put Jackie doing it?
Well, because the last time Jackie played, he did.
I only shot at Solomon.
Yeah.
Right,
No, not even that. Last time we played charades, you were just terrible. I'm sorry, man. Now, again, congratulations to Harry for winning Monday's episode as well. You did really great. But let's see if we can actually win a episode. But let's do it. Right. Let's go.
Down for correct, up for wrong. If you want to pass it.
Alright. I don't know what that is. Nope, no clue.
I would say pass that one.
Just pass it.
Yeah. Ooh, has Denzel Washington and Mark Wahlberg in it?
You're in the gym. There's no.
Oh wait, no, that's
Thing in
the
it.
Rock and Mark Wahlberg, I think.
Fast and Furious.
No.
No,
Could be wrong.
You won't guess that, I don't think.
No, that's right. Ooh.
Oh, this is a cult classic, isn't it?
Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
that's
the
a
one
point. That's
where
alright.
a woman likes a bloke and then like.
Bunny Boiler.
Yeah, weird film.
We made a topic about it the other day. About that woman who, kidnapped herself, etc., etc.
Yeah,
and the movie.
and then we compared it to this film.
To a movie. We compared it to a movie. The guy says he
That's
Oh no, sorry.
You've gone off. You did that so violently. You went off.
Oh, you got 1 point.
Well,
You got 1 point. That's 1 point for Kamal. Alright. Okay, Jackie, it's time to redeem yourself, man. It's time to redeem yourself.
Remember, show that to the camera.
Yeah.
I'm bad at movies.
Right, go on.
I'm not going to be good. I'm going
Okay. See what we got.
to. I can't see.
Ansel Elgort, is it?
Guy who drives with puts on sunglasses, drives around.
Yeah,
Drifts, really cool.
Listens to music as
Fast
well.
and Furious.
No.
Ice movies.
It's a toddler and it's.
Boss Baby.
No.
Driving.
Yeah, toddler and they
drifts
in the
and
car. What do you do in the car?
Drift.
What's
what
the
do you
number for
Drive.
toddler?
Baby Drive.
Yeah.
Baby Drive.
Yeah.
Which one?
I
Put down. Okay, that's 1 point still. That's 1 point. Alright.
Let me see.
Let's
That's
see.
it.
Let's see.
them lot.
Ooh, I think they're detectives, but pass that one. It's alright. No. It's in India. It's a place where people of the public usually stay. If you know, okay. Skip it. I say skip
Hey
it.
guys. Duty calls. 1 second. I'm going to reply that. Right, 1 second.
Apologies.
I've given you money and I want you to.
Transfer.
I want it back.
Pay back.
Yeah, well, it's time's up. I'll give you that. Well,
2 points, baby.
No, not 2 points. 2 points?
Yeah.
1 point?
Yeah,
That's
you got
it.
Baby
baby
driver.
driver.
2
Baby
points.
driver.
Yeah.
2 points. Alright. So
Jackie's
Kamal's lost.
Oh.
So yeah, anyways, no.
Alright,
so
I'll take it back one there.
Well, no, you got me on Monday anyway. So no. See, I'm gonna celebrate just like how you celebrated.
Right, come on.
Alright, let's do it.
Okay.
Up to pass down if I've got it right.
Down, got it right. Up, pass.
I don't know what that is.
Down to pass. Up to pass.
Up to pass.
What?
Ooh, it's a
What's 40 plus 2?
40 plus 2, 42.
Alright, yeah. Alright, that's one. Okay, you're trying to leave from this planet. From this planet.
There's a word for.
You tra-
You're running away.
It's like you're trapped, but you're trying to leave, right?
You're running away.
What was you?
Escape.
Right.
Yeah,
From where? Well, what's
Escape from Alcatraz.
No, from this. What's this
Earth.
planet? Right.
Escape from Earth.
From.
Earth.
Right, but
The world.
what is this? This is a.
Planet. Escape from planet. Escape from planet Earth.
Yeah. I got it actually. Easy.
Oh,
Sid, baby.
Sid. Animation.
Sid.
Toy Story.
No.
No, Sid.
Where-
Sid in icy condition.
What?
It's this sort of squirrel thing as well. It's like his egg.
I said.
Mhm.
I said.
Yeah. Oh no, that one. Oh, time's
I
up.
got 3 points.
Oh, win!
So yeah.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. Right.
1 second, I'm about to get really annoyed if I see what I got wrong and one of them's easy.
Probably not. No.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah. So yeah.
I played another round. No, we run out of time.
I think we've run out of
What
time
on
now.
earth is that?
You know what? We've got the winner here tonight.
We've got the
Well,
winner.
winner.
Josh
Second
is the winner.
win.
Well done, Josh. Honestly, well done.
want to say first?
Yes, Josh, you won! Ha
Petty levels to 100. But anyways, well, we have run out of time for today's show, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed it and learnt something as well. I want to thank today's host, well, not host, but panelists as well, for joining me and sharing their views bravely. Yeah, like I said, I want to thank Josh, Jackie, and Kamar for joining me, sharing their views bravely. Also, do not forget to like, share, and comment on any of our posts. We would love for you to follow, subscribe on all our social media handles, which are on your screen right now. We will be back next week, Monday, so we will see you then. And remember to tell all the mandem and girl them about Loose Mandem. Bye-bye.
One in your pocket and one by your side. A hand in your pocket and one by your side. You walk with a limp or you walk with a stride. You walk with a limp or you walk with a stride. Say mine you don't slipper, say mine you don't slide. Say mine you don't slipper, me say mine you don't slide. Cause if you do that, you will broke your backside. Say if you do that, you will broke your backside.